Hello guys and gals, today in this video we are going to talk about why I loved Persona 3, why Persona 3 is my favorite Persona game in this series. Now I haven't played 1 or 2 yet, so I'll say so far in this series. Now, why might Persona 5 not be my favorite anymore? Well, Persona 3 has taken that, that's why. And it's really weird to say that, because there's a lot of people who are like, Persona 5 is my favorite Persona game, and they only played Persona 5, or they went back and played the other ones, or like, oh, Persona 5 is still my favorite. I have the objectively different opinion here, I think. And even looking towards the booth, the Persona 3 and 5 dancing booth, at E3, you could tell there's more people wanting to play Persona 5 than 3 because either they haven't played Persona 5 or they were like, oh, Persona 5 is my favorite Persona game, but I won't go into that reason. But usually people's first game in the series are their favorites of the games, and I think Persona 5 will always hold that soft spot on me, it being the first Persona game that I actually played. Because if I didn't pre-order Persona 5, I wouldn't be playing Persona at all. Now, obviously this video contains spoilers and all that jazz, so don't watch this if you're trying to figure out if you want to play this game or not. So, just a pre-warning. Alright. Now let's talk about Persona 3 after this long ass introduction. So let's talk about the OST first. The motherfucking OST. The OST is just solid. It is so solid in this game. You do not understand until you play this game, like, until you hear it in your headphones, then once you hear it in game, I think you get the idea. This soundtrack is probably my favorite in any game. For some odd reason, I listened to the OST before I even played Persona 3, and I still can't get sick of it after even playing it. Like, it's too damn good. I don't know what they did in 2006, but they did something. They did something to make this shit work. And it just is so fucking good. It's beyond like good. It's amazing. I can't even like express it in words. Like extraordinary. There we go. Extraordinary. I think the Persona 5 soundtrack honestly gets too much credit when the Persona 3 soundtrack is just good. Just so damn extraordinary that if you haven't listened to it, like you gotta listen to it. It's just that good. I'm so glad I'm not using FES while recording this video. But comparatively to 4 and 5, the soundtrack definitely sticks out in the uniqueness that it has. Now, not to say that Persona 4 or 5 doesn't have uniqueness. Definitely Persona 5 has uniqueness with the jazz and rocks. I've never actually heard that before. I think Persona 3 just sticks out because it mixes rock with the rap, and it just sounds so 2006 to me, and it's all that Linkin Park era stuff, so it really is like a pleasure to my ears every time I hear this soundtrack, and I just cannot stop listening to it. Like, I used to listen to the soundtrack while I was at work with the Audio Technica headphones that I bought because I played this game. Yep. Dedication and how much of a weeb I am. So now let's talk about the story. The story is pretty dope because you really don't expect anything to happen, especially with the Kuski. Like, I already had my bad vibes going, but it was just my bad vibes. I didn't think anything bad was going to happen between him and the Kaz, but oh, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Like, Kuski is a motherfucking crazy mad scientist. That was a huge plot twist. I know I didn't trust his fucking puns to begin with, but he really nailed the bad guy role, especially what he did with the main cast. Like, that shit crazy. Even though the game started off slow, like, it was so enjoyable after the, I think the first 2 bosses, it got very enjoyable, because then you're like, wow, you only got these amount of shadows left to kill, and then you keep progressing, and it gets even better and better once you get to the mainline shadows, or the full moon events, is what I should call them, and it really picks up, like, after each full moon you do, and that's obvious, but, like, it gets even better and better, and it's so fucking good. Now, with Social Links, I was disappointed with not being able to, you know, help out my bros in the party, like Akihiko, like, when Shinji died, and Akihiko, like, in that whole scene with Akihiko, like, being all sad, there was no social link, there was no bonding, you couldn't help the boy out, he was all fucking sad. I mean, yes, he overcome it, but still, it makes you want to freaking talk to him and be like, hey, I'm your friend, you want a social link? And I guess that's one of the main things I have wrong with this. You don't get too much of the backstory of the male characters, which is kind of a disappointment, but it's fine in the sense because the story does play along with it. Like, it does show you the important details, but I guess I'd like to get a little bit further in there, if you know what I mean, like the other Persona games, but this was the first to introduce social links, so I can't complain too much with that, because since I started out with 5, and that having 10 S-links per character, like, it's like, I felt quite limited in who I could, like, social link with, but this is because this is the first game to implement them, so that's passable, it's fine. It just, some moments, I just wish I could, you know, S-link it up with my male party members. But the female social links with the main cast, essentially, were pretty good. They weren't bad, they were pretty good. From what chat was telling me, you have to, be in a relationship with all the girls when you max them out, which is quite ridiculous, but I guess, hey, Minato gets a lot of pleasure before he dies. But I guess that is a more or less weird aspect of this game, is that you can't opt out of not doing the relationship, which is fine. I just think it's kind of funny. Now with side character S-links, they were okay. I think for the most part I did garbage characters like Big Boy Chubbs, lame ass Kenji, Tanaka, and indecisive Kiosuke. I don't know, I feel like I did all the lame social links, I just did it for the Arcania. But you know, I guess it was kind of worth it. Let's say they were terrible characters. They fit in with the Persona universe. It's just Kiyusuke and Big Boy were quite a lot of my playing. So was Kenji. It's just, I had my problems with them. And if you watch the streams, you'll understand my problems with them. As for the interesting social links that I did, it was Yucatan, which the backstory between her mom and stuff is interesting. It's quite interesting, especially because this is the first time a Persona game is implementing social links, and it gives you that implementation of feeling for a character, and yeah, it was cool. Maya was pretty interesting too, seeing a strict teacher be so informal. Kind of just is like, do they actually act like this in real life? Probably not, but it'd be quite interesting. I also did get through a portion with Mitsuru. She had an interesting story. It was kind of, not vague, but interesting. I will say that at the least. She is quite waifu material, and so is Yucatan, so I can't complain too much with them. I did do a little bit of Fuka's. Well, I got close to finishing hers. I think I was at 8. She was interesting too, from what I recall. But her voice acting was just a turn down, and that's why she's not waifu material. It's just, if I could change it to the Japanese voice acting, possibly. But other than that, she's not waifu material for the time being until I replay the game with Japanese voice acting if I decide to do so. So don't hate me, it's just I'm judgmental towards voice acting in certain cases of this game. I'm just saying, it can be bad at certain points, but for the most part it's good. But that's the main turndown from Fuka's character that I couldn't stand, was her goddamn voice acting, especially when she was scanning for fucking shadows in the control room. Now, gameplay, I was able to use controllable party members, so it wasn't that bad. I really actually enjoyed it, which most people are probably scared to say that about Persona 3, but with having controllable party members, this game's quite enjoyable. It feels like any other Persona game that has controllable party members. Now, obviously, controllable party members for Persona 3 was in the mobile edition, but I used the mods that I could use controller party members in the FES version, and I had fun with that. I also took out the fatigueness because that pissed me off in certain cases. Like, I'd grind for hours for XP and then be like, oh, you're too tired, and I was just like, bitch, what you say? So I turned that shit off. I know people are gonna be pissed that I did that, but it was just so I could grind, and especially doing that on streams. And I was, mind you, that these were 6-hour streams, right? 6 hours straight streams, and then for the last stream it was 9 hours. But yes, 6-hour streams plus that 9-hour stream. So yeah, that's why fatigue mode was turned off. Now later in the game, it didn't bother me, not so much as much, but it's still irritating me. After like 3 or 4 times I'd go back and forth, it was like, oh, your entire party member's fatigued, oh no, you're tired now. It just got fucking irritating. So yeah, not to say the system was bad, it was interesting, it was an interesting concept, but I'm just happy it's taken out any future Persona games. But being able to control your goddamn party members in this game, it feels like any other Persona game, and it just works. And I can understand how bad of a struggle Nyx was without controllable party members. Oh my god, how did you guys even beat the game before this mod / the portable version even came out? I sympathize. I'm gonna actually do a stream maybe of me doing Nyx without controllable party members just to see what happens. So I can agonize and feel your guys' pain that I didn't have to suffer through, but I give you guys complete props for beating Nyx without controllable party members. Bravo. Now, as for character designs, definitely some top-notch character designs here, especially MC. I related to him the most because I got long hair. Maybe not blue, but you know, I still enjoyed MC. He's a quiet one. And I used to be quiet, and I just thought he was cool, so yeah. But I guess having that connection towards the MC of the game really, you know, made me want to play this game even more. And once controllable party members were a thing, I was like, I'm playing through this game, no bitching out, because it seemed like a really good game, and all the characters seemed really cool. I just couldn't play it because of the lack of controllable party members, because at one point I was just getting so pissed off. And I got stuck on the first floor, yes. That's how long I lasted, without controllable party members. If it wasn't for how good the characters looked, and how, just in general, like, I probably wouldn't have even touched this game. So thank you, Atlas, for designing such a cool MC. Now as for the ending. The ending, I loved. It hurt, but I loved it. He sacrificed himself to save the world, but it's still saddening. It is very saddening, but I have to accept that. It was supposed to be a sad ending. I don't care about the answer, because the answer just made me maybe have discontent with the answer that was given, because how I felt about the answer was like it being a prologue to Persona 5, which is fine, but it still felt not like a good answer in a sense. I don't know. I think it was just odd how it's presented, more or less. I watched through the cutscenes, I actually didn't play through it, but I don't know, the story is weird with it, and that's more or less what I can say. And especially Yukari being such a bitch in it, like, it's just weird. It didn't feel Persona 3 to me, it just felt weird comparatively what I was used to while playing through the main game. So yeah, the answer's weird, but the mainline ending, oh my god, so damn good. A game that made me feel like, I was just so shocked with the ending. I didn't expect it, and yep, I don't think I did. I was just shook. I didn't almost cry, I was just shook. and shook meaning borderline wanting to cry, and then borderline just being like taking a chill pill and just realizing it has to be this. So yeah. Tell me what you think about Persona 3 in the comments, or any other Persona game in the comments down below, and I'm going to be sure to cover Persona 4 and 5 in the future. Should I be more organized? Tell me in the comments down below. I know this video is just going off my thoughts and opinions about it a month after that I beat it, so yeah. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, start talking into the mic, and just go off. Yes, this wasn't scripted, by the way. This was straight up from memory. I'm not sure if you could tell, but yeah, this is mostly what I do is just from my head and not scripted. I used to try to script, but it never really worked for me. So yeah. So have to do like a crap ton of edits in certain cases, so it's quite a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, criticize if I should be more organized in the next video, because then I will try to script it so that's more reasonable and easier for you guys to understand what I'm saying and just explaining stuff. So I think next video will be about Persona 4 or 5, depending on which one I feel like doing. It might be 5 or it might be 4, I don't know yet. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.